the Sad Dads Club podcast. Here's everybody's favorite sad dads, Jim and Foo.
Welcome to the show, Sad Dads Club podcast, episode 187. Not like we're counting back from 200 because then the wives are going to join.
187 or 186?
186. I'm the Lord Foo.
I'm Jim.
And now we got the numbers right.
And yeah, I mean, who's counting really? Somebody is. Somewhere.
Libsyn.
Yeah. You know, it's funny about that because they say on Apple Podcasts that they don't want the episode number.
Really?
In your name.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. Because I guess they keep track of it with some of their metadata. I mean, there is a season and show number that you add in there.
Right.
And those are filled out. And in fact, I have to I have to go back and look at the old show to remember what it was so that I can know what to put in the new one.
Oh.
But it's just weird. And I'm like, for continuity, like if I do it one place, it's got to be the same in another place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it gets it.
Say that word again.
Continuity.
Is that really?
Yeah.
Normally how you say it? Continuity.
Continuity.
That's so funny because I was listening to some training from a gentleman who was out of
I've said it both ways.
Quebec.
Uh-huh.
And he
in
pronounced
Canada?
Yes, and he
Oh.
pronounced category. And then the first time I heard it, I went, "Oh, it's a what?"
That's interesting.
And
word.
he went, "And also from the categories." I don't know. It's like one of those things that you just can't like. It's like a speed bump on
your mind
language understanding. It's like they got the categories. The fuck just happened?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's I've heard
downshifted.
both. I mean, both. I've heard both. I don't know.
Say it again.
Continuity.
All right.
Continuity.
Continuity.
I mean, it's the same thing, really.
I mean, the meaning, the end result is the same.
So this is where we're at.
Hey, fucking, let's go.
Let's find out what your old girlfriend has to say about it.
I wait till 200. Apparently we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe.
So gym life.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So been working out pretty much every day. But it's like, one of the problems that I've had is I'm an Apple ecosystem guy.
Okay.
Got iPhones, got the Macs at home.
Right.
Got AirPods, all that kind of good stuff. And I got the AirPods. I don't use them a ton. I use them to edit our show.
Okay.
So about once a week they get a good flogging in my ears.
Okay.
But since I've been going to the gym, they get used on the daily.
All right.
What I have noticed is, I've already talked about this, I fucking sweat a lot.
Oh.
Right?
Oh.
And they slide ever so slowly out of my ears. And I'm sweaty. And so when I push them back in there, I have to be careful about how much pressure I give them because the inside of my ear canal will get pressurized and then I can't hear shit. And while I'm working out and I'm trying to fiddle with it, it's a frustrating endeavor, right?
Right.
While you're trying to concentrate and keep your pace, and then you're fiddling with your headphones because for me, music plays a giant role in keeping me motivated. Some of the music I listen to is very heavy, right?
Right.
And that just drives me to want to work out more. So if my headphones are giving me trouble, it's just frustrating.
Right.
So
similar vein. So the this is probably pre-COVID. I think I talked at length. I used to have these Under Armour, which were rebranded JBLs. They were over-the-ear, like sports headphones.
Uh-huh.
Ran with those. Loved those. They were a little bit tight, but battery life, fantastic. Ease of use while running, fantastic. Stayed on my head, fantastic. I have purchased, this is probably just before COVID, when I really started to put more time into running, the problem with the JBLs was it's an over the ear on both, so it's a one unit.
Yeah.
And I started to get concerned with the longer distances that I would run, being so immersed in sound that I may miss
a stabbing.
Right, yeah. or an oncoming car that's not paying attention to traffic. You know, a violent murdering happening in front of me. So for safety reasons,
a school of children on fire.
Right, yeah. Wow, that bus is lit the fuck up. That's like a Molotov school bus. And we had a runner actually hit and killed on site, just up the way up at Wood Creek.
Yeah.
Trying to cross a double street in the early morning and was hit. So I bought the PowerBeats Pros, which are in ear with like a sports hook that goes over. So I don't suffer, and they allow you to do one ear, and that's pretty much why I bought those. So I could run with music, but have one ear to the outside world.
Yeah.
So I would help in staying awareness. What I have noticed is that I don't suffer from the problem of slipping out, obviously, because it has the over-the-ear hooks.
Yeah.
But what bugs me about mine, one is I'm suffering, I think, from battery life, which we can get to in another down the road here in a second. But the other is the mechanics, because mine it's a mechanical button.
Oh.
So what I run into that absolutely bugs the shit out of me is that when I want to pause, skip, or move forward in a song, I am depressing a mechanical button of a thing that is plunged into my ear, and so I get the
yes, yeah. That's really irritating.
Like I can't. It almost keeps me from wanting to touch it at all. So I don't have the volume control. Is like a toggle on the upper part of it. So it's not the volume. It's the I'm in a groove. I love this song. I love the beats, and I'm in it.
Yeah.
And I want to rewind it mid song, and the double press, because it's not like a haptic or touch sensitive. The double press is like this into my ear, and it hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts because there's it's
pressure.
It's now I didn't have that with the JBLs, the over the ears, because one, it was a huge button on the side, but because it was over my ear entirely, there wasn't like the vacuum suck.
Right. That's what bugs
so
me.
I can only imagine as you've got slippage.
Yeah.
Hey, which is always a good thing. And then trying to push that back into the ear.
Yeah.
I can only imagine the same kind of irritation in one, trying to get it back oriented so it stays there, and like the annoyance that provides when you're in a groove. In whatever it is that you're doing, and two, the vacuum.
Well, and what happens is if I push on it too hard to reseat it, then it's like the driver is somehow pressing on the inside of my ear canal.
Oh, good God.
So I don't hear anything. It's like you get the pressure and you get silence because you can't hear anything.
Did I pause?
And then you can hear it out of your other ear.
So do you have the pros or
no, I just have the normal.
Okay, so you have the ones that don't necessarily.
They don't have the little cups on them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they probably already. Oh, I get you. So they're already kind of not geared towards your profuse sweating natings, and then your fitnessings.
Yeah.
As you jog back and forth. But Data's has
he has the pros.
The pros, which are like the cup, and
they have like a little like rubber on the tip.
Hey.
They have a little rubber thing on the tip.
I think they make like a silicone ear sock for the normal ones. Have you considered that?
Yeah, I looked on Amazon they actually have some some little hooks that will hook on the outside of your ear, and then they also have little silicone covers.
Mm-hmm.
But then, like, they don't fit back in the charging case, so I think you have to take
Oh,
the
that would
covers.
be a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so then you have to take them off anyway.
Yeah.
So I've looked into those and really didn't see a solution that I thought helped
Yeah.
all that much. So I just sort of gave up, and plus all the reviews of those helper things
Mm-hmm.
were all like 3.5 or less.
Oh, like hit and miss.
kind of stars.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't want to be frustrated with something else and then having to deal with like having to remove, put it in there and remove it in order to put it back in the case. So I sort of gave up on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been that aspect has been frustrating. And then also, I've had a couple times where I pop them in my ear. One of them will, the AirPods will go ba-dong when
Right. Yes.
when they
connect
to your phone.
Right.
And then I put the second one in and I start playing my music,
Mhm.
and the second one doesn't make the sound. It's just the first one when they initially connect.
Right.
And then sometimes I just get audio on one of them.
Right.
And then that means I have to take them both out, put them back in the case, close the case,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
start this process over. Well, I have learned from that I have to do this before I start my workout, get the audio going.
Yes.
So I'm not frustrated as shit trying to get my audio happy while I'm in the middle of my workout, because that's just frustrating. And one night I gave up, and that was
Right. That's hard. Yeah.
that was brutal, because
Yeah.
the audio in the gym is not good audio at all. There's nothing happy about it.
No.
And you got muffled audio from whatever shit music they're playing in there.
Yeah.
And
I had the same thing. We were there. So my thing is that I've probably gone through the cycles in the small battery life in the PowerBeats. So I had the exact one. The PowerBeats suffer the same sort of like turn on orienting sequence. If you take them out of the case and you put one, they like orient themselves to like the pressure in your ear or the sensors, like I'm in your ear and I'm going to connect. If you don't do them at the same time, because they can also be isolated individually, the second one won't recognize as, oh, I'm not here. So then you have to take them off and do the case thing. So we have started, well, at least me.
Yeah.
As soon as we check into the gym, we go over to the counter and we do earbuds right there. Like
You're
we don't
earbudding up.
Yeah, we do right there.
Yeah.
Now I ran into the thing with the battery life is that I seen the PowerBeats. My only real complaint is the case and how they interface and recharge with the actual earbuds has led me to nothing but frustration. Like is it really connected? It feels like they seat in their little like insert, but the actual contact pads to recharge them doesn't necessarily mean just because they're in the seat that they're actually charging. And I think that has fast forwarded the aging of at least the left one, because I'll put them in and I've been like they'll sit there plugged in their case into a charger, and I would go, this is probably when I was marathon training, so we're talking probably a year plus back. I would open the case and put them in my ear, and I would hear the telltale signs of be-doop, be-doop, boo.
Dead battery.
Right, and one is just completely shot. Like, well, I leave these plugged in.
Yeah.
So
there's no way in hell it should
be
charged.
There's no way, and it turns into being like a seating thing, and it has exacerbated the age process. We got to the gym last week with Venus, put both in because I'm doing the hoops and jumps that I got to get to make sure that these attach appropriately. Both. I want sound out of both. I'm the same way. For running, it has helped aid me in and hashtag hey Will. If he runs with music, the beats per minute of whatever music you're listening to may or may not, for you, depending on the type of runner you are, help keep you a cadence that keeps you on time with a foot pace. That like a metronome for music helps
Sure.
keep you in time. So for me, I need that. Could I run a smaller distance without it? Absolutely. But longer distances, when you start to get tired, the beats help keep you in a cadence. Absolutely love it. So when I don't have it, it is
Brutal.
It is brutal. It's like
It's the pounding of your feet
yeah,
that is your time.
right. It's
Yeah.
hitting the wall. Like, am I? And then some of the distractions, especially if you're at the gym, it is, you've got the 13 fucking TVs that are going on, and they're all at different and talking heads, and like, you're like spoon,
Yeah.
shiny,
Oh my God.
butterfly, and,
ADHD hardcore with the TVs.
It's like, oh, that's news over there. News. That's a soap opera. And ooh, the fucking Young Rock. I've never watched that show, but and so you all of a sudden you're like, it's Am I too fast, too slow, too?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It is.
So when mine crapped out that one day last week, it was.
It's frustrating.
And then when you get frustrated, you're just kind of like your mindset
yeah.
is already out the door.
Yeah.
And now I don't want to be doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not working at optimal efficiency of me.
Yeah.
And this is what I kind of need to help keep me pushed into the thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
The headphones are gone. Well, at least I had Venus there because I'm like, well, I'm here. I'm her, right? Running her. But, and then we got to the end of the thing and I was just pissed. Then I was like, I don't want this in my ear. It's bugging the shit out of me. I've got one. And so then I've got these things jostling around in my fucking hoodie and I'm pissed off about everything. I can't. Just sends me.
Yeah.
The whole thing just sends me.
Yeah, no,
And then I'm like, I could go back to the JBLs, but at this point, the JBLs are probably actually older. Well, they are, the bottom line. So their battery life cycle has probably reached its limitation, especially since they've been probably dead for a year and a half at this point.
Yeah.
So while I kept them because I had zero complaints, I just wanted the safety of being able to isolate one ear to music and one ear to the atmosphere.
Yeah. You're not. Well, I mean, you're not going to get it
right
now. If the batteries are tanking.
Right. So now and now I'm struggling with second guessing battery life on the things that probably and to their. I mean, they're old.
Yeah.
And the batteries in these guys are small. Should you be expecting a 5-year battery life out of these small headphone? Probably not. No, I haven't looked it up, but I would wager you're not going to get that many cycles out of these
No, I would
things.
expect 2 to 3 years tops.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're about there. But I'm also not happy about having to drop another 200-something bones for a high-quality, independent. Mine don't have noise canceling, but it's hard to avoid that nowadays. That fit in your ear and aren't going to slip out. And you're looking at 200 bones probably for decent fitting.
So based on your wife's recommendation, my wife got some Jabras.
Yes.
A while ago. And then I think eventually she got some AirPods.
Okay.
Our Chandler had extra AirPods and let her have those. That's what happened because he got the Pros.
Okay.
So she had initially been using the AirPods also at the gym, and she had the similar problem where they were slipping out of her ears.
Mm-hmm.
So she switched over to her Jabras, which she says don't move out of her ears at all. I don't know how they are like as far as like she's working out with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if it's a one ear thing or not, but she seems to like them.
I can't remember. Venus, she's toggled. Well, I don't know 100%. If she recommended somebody to the Jabras, I'd stand by that. But she has gone either their anchors, like super affordable fucking anchors that you wouldn't expect
are good.
Are good. She's gotten immense value, and she has those in her ear listening to audiobooks fucking all the time. And I'm pretty sure that's what she uses also for the gym. I bought Piper maybe 2 Christmases ago. really high-end Jabras
Mm-hmm.
that allow independent listening, not in the same user kind of thing, didn't fit and didn't fit well for her ears, and the battery life sucked balls.
Oh, wow.
And I think she ended up getting a Venus's, like a secondhand or same version of Venus's for fucking $29.99 or $39.90. I mean, they're super affordable given what you would pay for PowerBeats Pro or the Apple iPods or the AirPods Pro or
Right.
iPod.
The AirPods.
Whatever the fuck in your ear. And I don't think I really ever see Piper using earbuds anyway.
Right.
But she has, I think, a knockoff version or the same version of Venus's, and they're fine. And here I am trying to roll through these $200 things because I'm looking for noise canceling, high fidelity, long battery life, and single ear operation. And bottom line is, I think my wife has it nailed, and I'm probably doing it wrong. So hashtag wife's doing it right.
I mean, I don't even think if I had the AirPods Pros that it would be any different for me. They would still want to slip out of my ears. I'd only, know what I mean?
Maybe, but I've never really had problems with that suction cup inside ear canal fitment. But I also, in running, generally when I'm looking for something like that, it's either over the ear or I'm looking for a solution that also has that over the ear support doodad that comes with a large amount of not support, but sport earbud solutions.
Well, that's when you got to buy the Airpod Max. What are those?
I've seen,
$550 or something?
Yeah, I've seen people at the gym with those.
Really?
And I cannot, he was doing free weight stuff. Kudos to you, sir, for sweating in $500 plus studio shit.
The amount of sweat that comes off of my head, I can't imagine.
I'm like, no, thank
ruining
you.
those 500, what are they, 550 or something?
They're expensive. Yeah, they're.
I'm looking right now because,
AirPod Max?
Yeah. AirPod Max.
And I saw that one.
$550.
Yeah. I saw that guy with them and I went, no, hell no. Like, I don't know what you're putting some sort of antibiotic fucking cushion on there.
That would be the first person I would have ever seen with them.
Really?
I've never seen anybody.
They're silver. He's got the silver ones. And he was doing free weights.
That's a lot of money to spend.
He wasn't even buff.
Maybe he wasn't sweating.
I mean, possibly.
I mean, when I'm at the gym, I'm sweating.
Yeah.
So
I mean, he was doing free weights.
I practically walk in the front door and start sweating.
It was funny. Was it last night? It may have been 2 nights ago. We were changing. I don't know if you realized it was last night. You and Shan came in and we were switching stuff.
Uh-huh.
And we were literally shooting the shit in the middle of the gym. We had
Oh yeah.
It was like, this is our place, and we are sitting here talking about shit and things of goings on.
Yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
We had fuck this gym and fuck the sun. Hey. And I love Planet Fitness. I love the no judgment zone.
I do. Yep.
I love it.
Yep.
But if there are some things that just need to be talked about, and if you're the lady,
I knew this was good.
if you're the lady that uses and it's like I said, she was on the squats, she was doing the same shit. There are some exercises that should warrant a lookup on how do I do this so that I don't dislocate an elbow
or a shoulder
or a kneecap
or a spine.
Yeah. This late, and I have full belief along with Venus that she has got her music in this same vein. Her music, whatever she is listening to, that shit is heroin to her, and she is feeling the fucking groove. Every chord, every vocal thing that is being played into her ear holes, she is feeling it on a spiritual level because she works that rower like someone
Like a piece of spaghetti
Like
flapping out a car door while you're doing
Yeah.
60.
a marionette strapped to a fucking something going 65. Just no strings and everything is flopping around.
And
Her motion on the rower hurts me just to look at it. Like, honey, you're going to hyperextend or tear something.
yeah, you're going to rip your arm out of your sleeve.
And it's one of those things, like, there are some things that you would walk up to someone and tap them and be like, hey, this is how that's supposed to go. Like if you're driving with a friend and they're new to a manual and you hear as they go in between first and second gears or second and third gear, you'd be like, hey,
Bro,
buddy,
your clutch.
you need to make sure you got that clutch in there. You know, if you're playing darts with someone and they're gripping the whole dart like a fucking fist, like they're throwing a javelin, hey, you kind of hold it like a
Fingertips,
pencil.
pal.
But when someone is doing it so wrong, you kind of go past the, I ain't stepping into this pool because something tells me they think it's right.
I mean, she is working out with conviction.
Absolutely.
And that's great on her. But I'm just thinking, have you ever? It's a rowing machine. That is a very fluid
Yes.
motion,
Right.
and not very non-impact.
That is extremely low impact.
That is
absolutely
the point of
And
it.
I will preface this entire conversation with, I am not a professional rower, nor am I an instructor in rowing.
But if you just maybe watch some Summer Olympics ever,
Right. Or the Planet Fitness tutorial on how to use the rower.
right?
Right? When Venus and I saw her, you came in last night and you're like, she's here doing a rower, having a epileptic seizure kind of shit. And when we saw her,
I called her the rower wrecker.
yeah, we saw her on the leg press. I have never, somewhere, someone's knees were crying in pain for how she was like halfway. As I speak this, Mike's knee may be having problems with like these. She would get like halfway through the leg press motion and then like clean and jerk it.
Oh, man.
And it was like her going over the knee with like the pulling of the row strap.
Yeah.
Like
The way it jerks around.
She would get halfway through the leg press and then clean and jerk it.
Yeah.
Like a quick move. Like the snapping is, sweetheart, please stop.
Here's my question. Is this like you just something you don't do at the gym? Like, can I show you how to do this properly? Would it be okay? Hey, I know you're working out and I don't want to,
Right.
but I would love to show you how to do this properly. So number one, you get the most benefit of the machine. And number two, you don't fucking hurt yourself.
Right.
And number three, you don't hurt somebody else.
Well, like you were saying last night, it almost gets into like this altruistic moment. It's like without tapping her on the shoulder and saying, hi, you don't know me, but perhaps I can offer you a tip.
Yeah.
I think the next possible thing is the next time I see her rowing,
just saddle up next to her.
Get next to her
and just
and maybe, like I said, after seeing her on the leg press machine, I am almost of the mind that that's just how she does her shit
operation.
Because that's the music feels the groove, man. Just fucking that's my best guess.
I
so
just
would
kinda
she
wonder-
notice someone next to her?
Well, is this her way? Is like the the movements that she's got going on, is it her way of coping with the fact that she's working out? Like, I'm just slogging through this shit, man. I don't want to be here, but I'm just going to do it. And I'm just going to fucking slop through this shit and get it done so I can go.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I mean. That's kind of how it feels. If she's doing that on other machines, like, or maybe she's just not very physically well endowed.
Yeah,
you know,
I don't know. I don't know. It's like when I got the rower 5-6 years ago.
Yeah,
like I'd canoed, but I'd never been, and anyway, I'd never rowed.
Yeah.
So I think I punched through it a couple times, like a good 2-3 weeks of like, oh, I'm doing a thing, and this is how I presume it goes. But I started to develop, like, my elbows, like, always hurt.
Yeah.
And my lower back, like, started to always be, like, just slightly irritated. You know, I'm like, am I doing this right? Like, I fucking...
Yeah.
And watched a couple videos. The water rower company themselves had a couple, like, instructional things. And sure as shit, I'm doing it wrong. Like, well, why does it always feel like I have to do this mountain thing with my hands before I get all the way back to the reset?
Mm-hmm.
You shouldn't. Your hands should beat the stroke before your knees come up.
Right.
So you shouldn't have to move your hands over your knees. Oh fuck! I was doing that all wrong.
Well, it's weird to me because it's, for me personally, it's such a natural contiguous motion. That
Yes.
I don't know how, I wouldn't know how else to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of times
it's such a smooth.
Yeah, a lot of times it has to
logical-
do with whether or not you're treating your hips as like you're keeping your back straight.
Uh-huh.
So if you treat the movement as, okay, I've come all the way back, and now the handle has to get to the start.
Mhm.
A lot of people will lean, or depending how they approach putting the handle back to start, they will either lean their back and put it forward before they're actually moved all the way forward, or they perform like the leg compression
Mhm.
before their hands are there. So then you get the knees are up and you have to go around back. Some people keep the back straight. Some people lean in. Some people compress their legs before it's ready. And it's not unless you see the proper fluid movement that you understand your back has to stay straight. That was one of the things, I think, 3 or 4 weeks back when I was like, you'd mentioned me on the road. I'm like, as someone with a back thing, you really want to pay attention to how you treat your back as you perform the movement. Because if you do it, like I said, 5-6 years ago, I was doing it wrong, and you would feel it.
Yeah.
Like, back stays straight. And when you nail it, it gets easier. It's almost like, oh,
yeah,
it's
super smooth.
Once you're in the groove, it's very smooth. But it's a dance. There's a dance there.
Yeah.
And this lady is doing fucking mosh pit.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's a waltz.
Yeah.
And she is straight up mosh pitting.
If you got anywhere in between the water can that spins around and her, you know, if you got you'd get fucking punched in the eye.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's domestic abuse being done.
I don't know. I mean, if she's doing that on other machines, though,
right? And that's part of
just
like
could
the
be a coordination.
She's just, there's probably nothing you can do about that one.
I mean, it's good on her. She's working out, but
and she's there. Hey, she's at least there. She's putting in the time.
Do you think that she is like on the daily going like, oh man, my joints, I go work out, but man, it really affects my joints. I'm like, I'm sore.
Every time I get done with the gym, I'm taking ibuprofen.
I don't know how she's not. I really don't.
I don't.
It is such an unnatural, painful look.
Yeah. It's like Charles Barkley's golf swing.
Yeah.
Everything about it hurts me. Like, hashtag Hey Daters, if you ever listen, you get that joke as a golfer.
I don't know if he knows who Charles Barkley is.
I think all golfers would know that meme.
Well, he might.
It's absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Or watching Happy Gilmore swing a golf club like a hockey slap shot.
Yeah, but they made that glamorous.
They did, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Man. So don't do that on the rower. Don't do it. But I have to admit, I mean, we're like month and a half or something, 2 months into this.
Yeah.
And I am, like tonight, I miss going to the gym. Like, I'm happy that I get a night to rest my body.
And that's needed.
Yeah.
Regardless if, you can do it, but you should take a rest.
But on the nights where I know I need to go to the gym, if there's ever a time where I miss a day, I feel bummed and I miss going to the gym.
That's good.
Yeah. I kind of enjoy it.
A good new path, right? A new pathway.
New neural.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Tony.
Hey, hashtag Hey Tony.
Yeah. But yeah, so I kind of the other night we had a situation where we were hanging out with the kids a little bit, but I was like, we're going to the gym, you know. I think it was Sunday night. It was Monday night. I'm still going to the gym, and it was late. It was like rolling up on 10 o'clock, and I'm like, I'm still going to the gym. Are you going to the gym? And I'm like all dressed and ready and got my water ready and my towel ready to go.
Right.
I'm going. I just basically had to say, you don't have to go. I'm going to go.
Right. Yeah.
But my wife ended up going and changing, and we both went. So I kind of got the impression like I upheld her. You know, I like kind of pushed her into going, which I never considered myself the person that's going to like push somebody else into doing it.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to be that person. Like, I'm okay trying to push myself or whatever. But like other people, like I don't want to be responsible for what you do. That's whatever. Right. If you don't want to go, you don't want to go. Fine. That's on you. But I basically told her, I'm going. I'm like standing at the door with my everything, and I'm like, I'm going. If you don't want to go, you can stay, but I'm going to go. And then she went and changed. And then afterwards she was like, oh, I'm glad I went.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I'm the
you don't
same
have
way,
to
but
have that
I
every day.
recognize with Venus and I, I'm very self-motivated.
Yeah.
And I'll run alone, do a lot of stuff alone.
Crack pipes.
Yeah, you know, chase the dragon. It's all. I mean, not that dragon, but anyway.
Sorry,
oh boy,
Mike.
stepped in. Oh shit. Very self-motivated. Like
Yeah.
if I want to or see a need or want to set a self goal, I'll do it. It is what it is. Like I'll set a time, or a pace, or thing, or a weight goal, and I'll as long as I can put a pin on its importance to me, I'll see it to an end. Venus, her goals don't necessarily work that way. Venus, as far as when it comes to physical stuff, prefers coaching or not a taskmaster, but support. Like, do you want to go? We should go. I'm going to go, and let's go.
Right.
We did a lot of stuff together that way. Some of the early running stuff we did that way for half marathons. We did P90X that way. It was, I help you, you help me. It keeps us both motivated together. I think we mentioned this last week where I think I kind of said something similar, floated that kind of same thing to you, and you're like, no, we just go, and she comes or doesn't. Our dynamic, Venus and I's dynamic, is a little bit more
dependent.
I would say dependent. There's a lot of like toe hit stuff. Now, in order to help her see the benefits of her controlling her own fate with this gym stuff, I let her drive it. Like, are we going to the gym? If she says, I'm going to go to the gym, absolutely. Let's go. I'm getting my stuff and we're getting the car and we'll go.
Right.
If she were to say or not want to go to the gym, we don't go. I don't go. And part of that is I don't want her to feel like I'm going to do something without her, because I want her to share in the victory and participation of us doing a thing.
Mhm.
And for me, it seems like the further we get together, a lot of our stuff is, let's do this together. I am happy to do this together. And so whatever her fitness journey is and whatever her path is, I will support her and coach her if she wants it. But I don't, when we were probably 10 years younger, it was a lot of get up, we're doing this. And, it was a lot more taskmaster. And after done that, it's like, I want you to help have your own confidence. I want you to have your own self-confidence that you can do this. This is you. You can do this. And so I've stepped back a little bit to help let her drive the conversation, so to speak, of let's go to the gym. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to help you. Like, we get done with the gym the last 2 weeks. We've been pretty... Now, some of our time schedule stuff, I think Sunday, we just ran out of time. And it was like, it's okay. We didn't get here.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I was tired. It was a long day. We didn't make it. But the week prior, I think we had Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and we took a couple weeks off. I can tell you now, too, something that's even from the last 3 years probably, is that my ability to stack really intense exercises or running 7 days a week without a day of rest hurts me. I get really tired after like a good 3-day set of like intense exercise, whatever it may be. I can feel my body like, yeah, you got to take a break. We need a day to pull back in. So Wednesdays for me is I have the motivation to go to the gym. I'm excited, but I know internally the science tells me, hey, give your body a sense, make sure you're getting your sleep, and it's okay to take a rest. You're not weak, but get your rest.
Well, I mean, we if we're going to the gym for 6 days of the week, by that sixth day, like my body is, like I said before, you got to listen to your body. My body is sore. I'm tired. Like that 6th day of workout is it can be a slog. Yeah, a little bit. And I'll feel good when I'm done. Like, hey, I've worked out.
There's endorphins there. Yeah. You're gonna get the high of I put in right. Yeah.
But then, like today, I feel so much better. Like I'm not as sore today. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not stacking on those days. I'll be back at it tomorrow. So I'll have and it feels pretty good. You know. But yeah, it's
I think Venus
for someone who has a history of not doing I've been not exercising,
not gym active.
Not active like that for years. It's such a different lifestyle change. It's such a it's huge. Yeah.
We got to part of her confidence in driving was we got to in body paying attention to your body. We got to, I think it was last week, maybe it might have been Thursday. She said wanted to do weights. We really liked the 30-minute cycle thing, but I think that Thursday it was pretty packed in that 30-minute cycle thing. Yeah. So I'm like, absolutely. We'll do chest. That Thursday night. We did 3 machines I'm like, we're not really counting. All we're going to is when you can't do it with good form anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The weight, just kind of keep that. You're just going until you can't keep form. We're going to do 3 sets. So we did 3 machines, 3 sets. And, God, I can't remember how many weeks ago I had talked about, I did whatever week it was and chest and I couldn't reach. I was throwing the beanie up on my hat. So I hadn't really done weights since whatever episode we were talking about that. So maybe 4 or 5 weeks. But in that time, that working chest on Thursday of last week, I was sore again.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not keeping on top of it, like it's already like my body is already like, cool, shut down.
You're already cycling into the soreness again.
Right.
Yeah.
So I can tell, in order to keep ahead of this hurts, I don't want to do anymore, you have to keep on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
And her wanting to start in, like, so we'll do some running and let's do some weights. Let's do some other stuff. Fucking, I'm all for that because I don't want to go herky jerky in between these pain cycles, because that almost puts like a roadblock in your mind of like, I want to do more, I want to progress more,
Mm-hmm.
I want to see something else. But if you have pain as a block, well, then it becomes like, well, I don't want to hurt tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't want to hurt on the weekend. So I'll just do my 30 minutes of running. And so as long as she stays on the treadmill, so to speak, of both cardio and some weight stuff, and we're really just doing it to keep the whole body moving. She's not looking for fucking 6-pack abs. She's whatever her body image thinks she's shooting for, that's her target. But
Right.
we'll do machines that will target all muscle groups, and then my body image thing is my own, and I'm essentially doing the same stuff at an intensity that fits what I'm looking for. And we're checking all the boxes together. It's awesome.
I'm really amazed at how many people just go to do free weight stuff. Like it's kind of amazing to me that that front section of the building or the back section that's just got all the free weights. How many people are in that area compared to the rest of the gym? I mean, there's a lot of people in the rest of the gym, but that area has percentage-wise per machines far more people in it always.
And there's something, well, and I mean, it kind of just depends on where you're at, what you're trying to get for, right? Because
what are you after when you go to the gym?
Right. It's been proven, you ask any fitness trainer, that the compound movement of you trying to hold form and working a free weight, doing an exercise, we'll just say curls, using free weights to do curls with proper movement will net you more advancement in body fitness than if you were to do a curl machine, because your body trying to hold
balance
is more
dynamic.
There's more dynamics involved in a free weight. So typically what you'll see is either that's a person that's advanced in whatever they're trying to get in their body image as far as the exercise, or they've been told that, or they could also just be full of shit. So some of those people are trying to get maximum efficiency out of a movement, and some people, whatever exercise they're doing can only be done in a free weight environment. What I see oftentimes is the leg press, in addition to curls. We were talking about the curls, the pull-ups, the supinated grip of a pull-up is one of the most intense exercises you can do for arm size and visibility of your biceps than just doing a free weight curl, because the form that you have to hold in doing it and how it's working both the up and the down is way more complex than someone just doing like a curl with a barbell. And then you have the third is like doing a barbell machine where your arms are in a nice little thing and you're just doing this. They're against a cradle or leather bench.
Right.
And everything is isolated. The grades of performance, I'm like, fuck, data. You want to start working your arms hardcore, try this one. This one will start to shred you fast because there's all kinds of dynamics involved. You know, it's nuts.
I just need the cardio. I'm looking. I mean, build muscle, but also cardio. And man, I really have started to tell in my legs for sure.
Good.
Yeah, it's awesome. And
I saw you. So the first time, it wasn't weird. That was awesome. Because we've said here, right? It's not about dick measuring. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Seeing you and Shan at the gym, it was just kind of like, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah.
Right? No one's dick measuring. So I assure you that we're not we're full of shit, right?
Yeah.
It's like you were doing a thing, I was doing a thing, our wives were doing things. There's no dick measuring.
Yeah.
And I will say that you were putting in work. And I told you this on the side. You have new memory. Oh, something popped up.
Yeah.
You were putting in work, right?
Yeah.
You were not, and I understand everyone has grades of what they're trying to get to at the gym, right?
Mm-hmm.
So some people are just trying to be there and they're just trying to put in time. Absolutely, totally support that. When you talked like, I'm doing an elliptical and I'm sweating like a fucking thing. It's like without seeing it, you could be doing half pace and just be a sweater. You were booking it. You were putting in shit. Like you were on a pace. I'm like, fuck.
It's kind of
like you could tell you were a person that was there for a purpose and you were trying to get your shit done. It was good to see.
The kind of what I look at is for the elliptical is sort of like it's a running machine that's just low impact. So if I'm going to be on a running machine, I'm going to try and behave like I'm running, So I try to put as much pace into it as I can that's close or similar to a run or a jog.
Yep, you're there. I was telling Venus, I'm like, he's working a clip. Like he's fucking putting it in. Some people are walking. Some people are walking on an elevation. Shan, I think every time I look at her fucking treadmill is like
she's pitched.
Yeah. She's on the shit. I'm like, fuck. Okay.
She's going. I mean, I have. It's funny because I have a thing where I can fast walk just like out in the street.
Yeah.
I can like unhinge the hips and just go real fast, and my wife laughs because
she loves that.
I can haul ass, right?
Right.
And so she's always telling me, "Oh, do the fast walk. It's funny,
Mm-hmm.
But we get on if we go on the treadmill, like she can kick my ass on the treadmill just at a regular walk kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if I unhinge my hips, she can't.
No.
She can't keep up with that, but I don't walk like that on the fucking treadmill. And then she's also got it elevated, so I don't know, 4 or 5. I don't even know what the hell she's doing on there.
Oh, wow.
Now, the way I work the elliptical, though, I do a random.
Mm-hmm.
It's 30 minutes random, and then I go, if I'm going forward, I'm level 3 or level 4, depending on how I feel. Which is the amount of resistance that you get, and the random is the hills that it does.
Okay.
So
does that offer resistance?
Yes.
Okay.
So as you hit you see the hills pop up on the machine, and you start to feel it. Oh, damn! There's more resistance here because I'm going up a hill. And then it's random. So sometimes it's pegged at the fucking top, sometimes it's at the bottom, or sometimes you might have the top for like 3 or 4 segments at a time before it drops back down.
Right.
And man, those are killers. And what I've been trying to do more recently is the first few minutes of my elliptical start, I'll go backwards on it because that's a whole nother set of muscles.
Oh, yeah.
And I can only do that for about a minute and a half before my legs are like, you're done. Start going the other way.
This is unnatural.
Yeah, and it's becoming more comfortable. So I've noticed
Oh,
the
okay.
backwards is like, it was like 40 seconds. Okay, go forward now,
Yeah.
And now it's like a minute 45,
Oh,
and
there
it's
you
like,
go.
okay, but I notice I can
Mhm.
go longer. It doesn't hurt quite as much. So those muscles are definitely being built back up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll switch to going forward, and then that's all level 1, and then I'll go to level 3 or 4 for the forward, and then just finish that out.
I'll be perfectly honest. I hadn't touched the elevation on the treadmill until you said that Shan cranks hers up.
Yeah.
The weeks that I'd been going,
You were just flat.
and I was just fine. I was just like, let's hit it 7 or whatever the speed was, and I'm just running.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until you said something like, "Oh, well, fucking Shan's tilting the thing. So why the fuck aren't you? You old bitch, dude, calm me down." And now I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Because the next couple sets of times that I've been at the gym, one, my wife has a tendency to reach over and slap my incline.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So now I'm like, fucking don't touch it anymore because I'm already up on the sauce. It reminds me a lot of, so this would be post my first gym life when I had transitioned to playing in a bunch of basketball. I used to wear a 10-pound, it was a Nike thing. It was a 10-pound weight vest, and I would do box jumps and all kinds of jogging with this weight vest prior to playing basketball as like a calf trainer and a jump vert trainer,
right,
kind of thing. Roseville here, we're
pretty flat.
We'll put some all-weather tracks into jealousy in how flat we are. So, I'm just being upfront and honest about that. It's relatively flat. There are a couple grades, but it's relatively flat. So as I look forward to some of the things that may be coming down the pipe of like, another half marathon or a relay marathon, perhaps with Venus, why not train like I'm wearing that 10-pound vest?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or why not train like I'm on an incline all the time? Because when I end up in a flat ground, hopefully some of this endurance training is going to pay off. Like, oh, fuck, dude, this is like...
way easy.
Yeah, this is downhill for you.
Yeah.
So I look at some of that training like, fuck, one, I'm always doing random 2, or random as well.
Yeah.
So it's not linear. And thanks to Shan, I'm always on an elevation because I can't unsee it.
Yeah.
And once I've already completed an exercise with something passively already harder,
going, you're
that's the new normal.
Yeah.
The new normal is I run that length of time always on an elevation, and it is what it is.
You're going backwards if you're
right.
going back to a
and
level 1.
if we were to go and crank out a mile and a half or a 5K here around Roseville, something tells me it's going to be fucking fast as the wind because it's so flat.
How many miles is a 5K? Is it like
3.1?
3.1? Shoot, I almost wonder if I could do one now. Honestly,
I
know I'm a fat guy, but I'm on the elliptical when I'm trying to keep a pace for the entire thing, and I'm on there for 30 minutes plus a 5-minute cool down.
Yeah.
And that ends up being roughly a little over 3 miles as far as what the machine says.
You gotta try. When was the last? Have you done a treadmill?
Well, when we first started going to the gym, I was using the treadmill.
I would say one night maybe just like switch it up and see how you do on a treadmill run.
Yeah. Before
you like, I'm kind of gassed, and see how close that gets you to 3 miles. And then you would gauge.
Yeah.
There are any number of virtual runs. You don't have to sign up, and you don't have to go into a starting corral with a bunch of people and be nervous about that. And you could get like a fucking really cool medal out of it. right? Do a cool virtual run with Shan or you can me. I'd fucking run for a cool medal, fucking Star Wars shit,
Right.
Marvel, and just see, for turkey trot or maybe like for Roseville, do like a Thanksgiving Day turkey trot and see. I mean, that's far enough in advance that you could probably and it's not for time. It's just to say, hey, I'm 50 years old and I did a fucking 5K.
Yeah.
And I ran the entire time. Maybe you didn't, but you set a goal, did a thing, fucking.
We did a 5K as a family. Shanna did one, I think, through Weight Watchers years ago when the kids were younger, and went and did a 5K, and that was kind of fun. It was mostly I was really nervous about doing it for whatever reason. A bunch of the beginning of it was walking, but then I ended up running the last probably 2/3 of it, and it was fine. It was fine. I wasn't that fat then, but
yeah,
I
have an idea.
What?
Sad Dad's Club Podcast 5K.
Oh, there you go. Hey, I mean, I would definitely try. I definitely feel
not in the middle of summer though.
Oh no. No, Heaton and me just don't agree very well.
Yeah, I have no desire to run in the heat. No. Venus, it doesn't work for Venus either. Venus very much has like an internal thermostat.
Yep.
And if it is, she could be peak shape, and if it is hot outside, her body is like, nope, absolutely not. So I believe it 100%. Yeah. Some people need a temperature range, and even if they are fit, if they are outside that temperature range, their body is like, absolutely not. I'm not that constrained. If it's hot and someone was like, run, I'll crank it out. My body would hate me. Venus's body will absolutely go into like a shutdown thing. Yeah. Like she'll get sick or she'll get the headaches. So that's a lot of times why we also shoot for her to do her whatever fitness endurance stuff either really early in the morning or really late in the evening, because her body just flat out does not work in direct sunlight and 90-degree, even 80-degree temperatures. It's just too hot.
When I was younger, I didn't have a problem with it. Then high school time, I was doing high school soccer tryouts in the middle of summer before school, and it was 103 or 4 degrees outside, and we are busting our asses for tryouts. And I got real sick that night after the tryout when I got home, and I think it was heat stroke, like mild heat stroke or whatever. Oh, yeah. Ever since that point in time, my body just doesn't deal with the heat. It's
absolutely not
adversely affected, and ever since, like, the heat and I just don't get along. I can be out in the 90 plus degree and start getting twitchy and shit, and like my body it just starts sweating profusely, and like I just don't handle it well. It's like I get very it's almost like it's almost like the walls are closing in on me,
like
it's
a claustrophobia
almost. Yeah, it's very strange. It's like the weirdest thing, and I don't feel good. Like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
So I'm 50 now, and that happened when I was like, shoot.
Your body's just like, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, that happened when I was 14 or 15 in high school.
Wow.
And up until that point, it was never a problem. I went hard all the time, but that little heat stroke moment or whatever it was, I've never been the same since. So me and hot temperatures in summer, no. I'm cool at the beach.
But you're so sexy and hot. How does your body get away with it?
Dude, it's
struggling.
Terrible.
We are at time.
All right. Well, that was a gym episode. A whole gym episode.
And that's okay, because your fitness is important.
That's
so
true.
Take care of your body, and even if we're old and talking about things that we struggle with, your body is important, and take care of it.
Maybe we can get one person to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Or
go on a walk.
Start on their own fitness journey.
I'll encompass it really quick in a nutshell in this. As a data's guy, I am not foreign to what's the best bang for the buck. Like what exercise is going to help me burn the most fat, lose the most weight, do the thing. And I'll tell you the answer to that question. The answer to that question is whatever exercise that you can do is the one that will help you do that thing. Because there's no magic bullet. If you can't put 30 hours a week into gym work and you can't put 20 hours a week into gym work, but you can take your lunch break and you can walk for 20 minutes to 30 minutes and then back, that's the exercise that will help you the most.
Yep.
That's it.
The exercise you can get.
Right. The golden rule of what exercise is best is the one that you can put in the time for.
Yep.
So in that regard, if you can find that time and you can find that exercise, that's it. You found it. You found the answer.
You did it. Good job.
And while you're doing that, you should return the cart.
You should wash your hands.
Wear the mask.
Wash your ass.
Get the shot.
And do the kindness.
Check your oil, Tony.
Check your oil, Tony.
And we'll catch you next week.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
All right, bye. Shit.
Yes!
Swallow the beef, bitch! Wait, that wasn't in the movie. Cut it out.
Lick my balls!
God damn! All the compression!
The KiPRO's like, what is happening?
I don't know. Quick, shut off the one camera!
That is too much audio!
Fuck it! It's hot! Hot, Mike! We're done!
You're not doing this show tonight,
The
bitch.
Smack Pro's like, I see frequencies! I'm all done! Cut off the USB! Kill some drivers! I'm out of memory! Fuck it!
I'm out of memory. I can't process it all.
I'm done! I'm from 2016! This shit's over! I don't know what you want from me. Steve's dead, and I don't like Tim.
That's right. What?
What? God. Wow.